Animated movies have captured the hearts of audiences worldwide for decades. From the early days of hand-drawn animation to the sophisticated 3D animations we see today, there's a magic behind every frame. In today's video, we'll discuss the process of creating animated movies, exploring every step that brings characters, stories, and worlds to life. The first phase starts with concept and story development. Everything begins with an idea. Whether it's a simple character or a complex world, the concept is the foundation of any animated movie. The initial idea is then fleshed out through story development. Writers collaborate to create a story outline, develop characters, and work out the core message of the film. The next step is to write the script. The script lays out the dialogue, scenes, and structure of the movie. A good script is essential to the storytelling in animated films. Then storyboards. Storyboarding is like a comic strip version of the film. Artists draw out key scenes to map out the flow of the movie. In the second phase, pre-production gets involved. Pre-production is where the big decisions happen. Every element of the movie is planned meticulously. Artists create concept art for characters, determining their visual style, personality, and movement. Teams design the environments the characters will interact with. An animatic is a rough animated version of the storyboard, used to visualize the movie's timing and pacing. Casting for voice actors is an integral part of this stage. Voices bring the characters to life. A detailed timeline is created to keep the project on track, accounting for each stage of animation. Next comes one of the most crucial choices, the style of animation. Different styles create different storytelling atmospheres. Traditional hand-drawn animation, famous for classics like The Lion King or Beauty and the Beast. It involves frame-by-frame drawings of characters and environments. Nowadays, 3D are more popular among animation industry. 3D animation uses digital models, which are manipulated in 3D space. Modern blockbusters movies like Toy Story and Frozen are examples of 3D animations. In films like Coraline or Wallace and Gromit, physical objects are moved in small increments and photographed to create the illusion of motion. Sometimes motion capture technology is used to animate realistic human movements. Actors wear suits with markers, and their movements are digitally recorded. With everything set, the production process starts in full swing. Animators begin breathing life into characters. In 3D animation, animators first block out the characters' key poses. These rough animations give a sense of the scene's pacing and action. For 2D, in-between drawings fill in the gaps between keyframes. Whereas in 3D, the computer generates some in-between frames. Characters' facial expressions are animated to match the dialogue and emotional tone of the scene. Lighting artists simulate light and shadow, enhancing the visual realism or style of the film. Artists apply colors, patterns, and textures to characters and environments. Voice acting and sound design are the emotional core of the movie. Without them, animation would fall flat. Voice actors record their lines, often multiple times to capture the perfect tone and emotion. Sound designers create and record everyday sounds, from footsteps to the rustling of clothes, which are added to scenes for realism. A composer creates the movie's score, which enhances the emotional impact of each scene. Once the animation is complete, post-production is where the final magic happens. In the first step, editors cut and arrange scenes to maintain the best pacing and storytelling flow. Then explosions, magical elements, and other complex visual effects are added at this stage. This is often referred to as compositing, where layers of animation, effects, and live-action footage are blended together. In the last step, the color scheme of the film is adjusted to ensure consistency and mood throughout. At the end of this long journey, we reach the final step, rendering and distribution. All elements from animation to lighting and effects are compiled and processed. This can take hours or even days for a single frame in 3D animation. The final audio mix combines voice acting, music, and sound effects, creating a balanced soundscape. The film is prepared for theaters, streaming platforms, or physical media. Marketing teams begin promoting the movie ahead of its release. Creating an animated movie is no small feat. It involves collaboration, creativity, and patience. But the rewards are immense. From directors to animators to sound designers, teamwork is key to completing a project of this scale. Animation often requires revisiting scenes and making adjustments based on feedback. In the end, seeing a fully realized animated film on the big screen is incredibly rewarding for the entire team. So there you have it, the entire process of creating an animated movie. It's a complex and fascinating journey, and every step brings us closer to the final magical experience that captivates audiences around the world. If you enjoyed this video, don't forget to like and subscribe for such interesting content.